this recording. Okay. All right, and then we'll also mute.
Oh, more people.
Yeah, I got some people. How's it going, people? Most of you have your mute on. We're getting started as it is. Remember, you have to probably clear that screen that's telling you we're recording. Already started the recording, and let's get to it. Tony and is it Michelle? Welcome. Yeah, find your comfortable seat. We start in the chair. I'm going to mute everyone here. Okay. Sitting at the front edge, experiencing effortless upright body. So when you're sitting in the chair, your torso is connecting to the rooted quality with the supportive quality of the earth through the chair. When we stand up, that'll be through our legs that we find that. So right now, we're actually using somewhat the legs and somewhat the chair. You can feel that. But the point is here, from the pelvis, spine, everything up here, we're able to achieve this quality of integrity in the posture without tension, without gripping, without holding, without straining. So that's what we're looking for as we take just about 10, 12 nice, long, complete breath cycles. Having the breath be such that it sort of tricks the system, tricks the nervous system to regulate downward, to calm down, to settle, to send out that message that it's okay to relax. We're not in fight or flight mode right now. We're in rejuvenation mode. We're in vacation mode. We're in indulgent, luxurious mode where we're just, every breath is delightful. And over time, as the skin and muscle and various layers of tissue and the nervous system relax, we feel that good quality warmth coursing through us because there's a sort of plumping to the body as we relax. Rather than slumping, there's a plumping, a filling out, which gives us more room. And it's through that space that we move in Tai Chi. It's through that spacious quality of ease. So cultivate the beginnings of that here. Just another 10 breaths, 12 breaths. Remember to allow for any subtle movements that may want to arise in terms of adjusting your posture, adjusting the head and neck or hand position. So we're not holding ourselves still. We're allowing a total sense of freedom through the body as best you can. And just for these last 5-6 breaths, take your 2-part breathing, inhale, exhale, to 4-part breathing, which is inhale, full, hold. Just rest in that full state a little bit. And then exhale when it's time, And also rest in that empty space. Don't inhale right away. And then inhale. Drawing that breath in, holding the breath, noticing that saturation, that harvesting quality of full hold. Exhaling, empty, and then holding that empty state. This additionally helps us derive and soak in the oxygen and chi that we just got. And then we inhale again, gathering, holding, exhaling. We're letting go of that, of the breath that we don't need, the chi we don't need. And then when you hold empty, they call it Vo2 uptake. Your body, sort of deprived of new oxygen, pulls that out of the bloodstream more effectively. And then you inhale again. Hold. And then you exhale again. And you hold. The empty hold is, of course, the most unpleasant or uncomfortable, but go a little bit into discomfort there. Last one. Placing hands on your thighs. Now we add to that breath rhythm, movement. Sliding hands back, elbows back, squeeze shoulder blades towards each other, lift the chest and look up. That would be with the inhale. Slide the hands forward, straightening through the arms, shoulder blades spread apart from each other, drop the head and round the back. That's with the exhale. 3 more. Inhale, slide hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, look up. And exhale. Slide. 2 more. Remember this idea of soft and relaxed. So this insight by the Taoists and Tai Chi practitioners is that, in a simple sense, we are a hydraulic vessel, hydraulic vehicle. And of course, we can tense up and use lever strength, but that's not the only mechanism or mode that we can be in. So with our Tai Chi, we want to train the hydraulic, train the liquid, train the ease and sliding and moving with sort of this quality of lubricated ease. Settle to the middle, rotations. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back. Turn and look a little to the right. And then with that hydraulic ease to the left. So just alternating. This relaxed body, the bones obey, the joints obey when we're not holding and gripping and getting in our own way. There's this sort of sliding that the body does. After you've done 3 to each side, come back to middle. Arms hang by your side and just very soft, lean to the right. And then the left wrist, like it's tied to a marionette string, just let it float up. And then as it goes down, body comes upright. Lean and the right wrist floats up. Just notice this almost like like a marionette, like a puppet. Just notice how easy movement can be. So it's almost like you're falling, obviously falling down, but it's like this hand is falling up too. We're not having to yank it up. It just kind of floats up. So that's this hydraulic body that as we soften and relax, we decompartmentalize, and then the whole thing works as one liquid whole. And both arms down, shoulders shrug up and melt. Shoulders shrug up. It's really the shoulder blades on your back sliding up and then sliding down. Add to this feeling like a turtle. As the shoulders shrug up, the head and neck sort of scrunch just a little bit, only to then lengthen head and neck up like you're reaching through the tippity top crown. One more, shrug and scrunch down a little bit, only to then lengthen. Now we do our circles. So we have the top and the bottom we just set. Now shoulders go forward, up. They stay up as they go back. And then they slide down the back and settle back to the bottom, neutral. Forward, up, back, down. Notice that the thoracic spine has to get involved here. So as you go forward, the back has to round. As you go back with the shoulders, the chest has to come forward. The back has to sort of flatten in the thoracic section. So there's a lot happening. There's a lot of wheel, sort of wheel-like movement happening here. Let's reverse the shoulders back and up, forward and down. So again, just decompartmentalizing by cleaning the barnacles, the stuck spots, the tissue adhesions, the compressions. Each round, just polishing those pathways, not just for the tissue and meat part of the body, but also for the brain. The brain is involved here, right? Okay, now we're back to neutral. Bend the elbows, both hands come up, elbows out and up, and then they soften down to your sides. Then they come around and in and squeeze, and they soften down to your sides, and then go out and up, and then soften down to your sides, and then in and squeeze and soften. One more. Now, elbows go back, elbows down, elbows forward, elbows up, hands end up behind your back a bit. Elbows forward, down, and back. That's one move. And then down and forward and up. One more. So just feel how that's wringing out, cleaning out where congestion and tension builds. And we're just polishing those spaces. Elbows out to the side. One above, one below. Wrap. And out. Other above, other below. Wrap. And out. Watch what my underarm does here. It doesn't get on here. It goes around the torso. And out. One more of each. Soft, loose. Everything loose and easy. Down. Flat. So this is a 90-degree angle here. Turn palms down and up. Pronation and supination. That's where these bones in the forearm are just rolling sort of one above, one below like that, pronate and supinate, and nothing is changing in this upper arm. You can see that that's its own joint. Palms face up. Now, open. Notice the elbows stay close to the body and the movement's happening here at this shoulder joint. They come in, and then as the hands come in here, let the elbows flare out. So that's internal rotation in the shoulder joint. Then external rotation, shoulder joint. Internal. Right, so if I turn sideways, you see my elbows went here and it created a sort of a closing situation and a closing here, and then opening. So this is an experience of how certain movements induce response movements in the torso. So this is helping to close and open certain cavities and spaces in our body that tend to get stuck. And that's good for many things, lymph system, but also just the chi system. Now we're here, up, over, and reach across, touch, and reverse. So this is the arm rolling, turning, lowering, right? Coming back up, rolling back, sort of graceful quality. And so this is a good example of a Tai Chi movement that is less angular. So it's involving everything we just did in terms of the arm movements, the rolling, the rotations, the lifting, and the lowering. But it's got a more poetic quality, right? It's more round and fluid. It's also creating opening and closing in the shoulders. Now, both come up, cross. Forgot to say, bring your legs a little further apart for this particular one. Palms turn down and bring the arms down. And so now notice again, closed, closed, and the arms are internally rotated with the thumbs pointing back. Then cross the wrists, we stay closed, rise up, and then rolling open. And notice how the chest, abdomen, shoulders, everything open up kind of a bright way. And then up, there's this closing, one wrist crossing on top of the other, palms turn down, down, letting them uncross down here, and then cross. As they rise, you're in that closed position in the chest, shoulders, torso, and then all of that opens. So these Qigong movements, Tai Chi movements are helping to open and close spaces, to cultivate interior real estate, interior space. They also have the effect of pumping lymphatic system, and they're very soothing on the joints because they're very, very round. Bring hands close in, fold over the top, pinky side of the hand leading over, scoop down around and come back out pointing forward. Corkscrew palms up, pinky side lead and through. Roll. So this is working on this pivot here, where as you're turning here, you're corkscrewing and rotating so that you can go for another round. So the body is filled with these pivots, these rolling spaces that you sort of bypass the joint and you can move with absolute ease. So that's another thing we're cultivating, is that ease. Let's go under, scooping, and roll over top. Turning on that pivot, hands drop and come over top. Find ease. Palms facing down, they drop, loose as can be, they stay loose. They roll over top. Palms face down, they drop, they point towards your own chest, roll over the top like you're offering. Turn down, drop, under and over the top. Let's do two more, just see if you can find that easy flow. and that soothing quality. Then hands here, spread, gather, spread, gather, spread, gather, spread. Now stay spread, claw into a fist, soft fist. Soften that fist more as you open. Then like you're going over the top with the fingers, over and around the tiger claw into a fist. And then open. Spread over the out over the fingertips and fist. Spread and claw and into the soft fist. Open. Thumb touch pinky. Then the other three fingers come down on top. That's the bird beak. Open. Thumb, pinky, and other three fingers. Open. Now, thumb, pinky to pinky and everything, and then fold at the wrist. Then as you open, drop the hands back like you're holding a basketball, ready to shoot it. And then fold, bird beak, thumb to pinky, and all three fingers touch. And back. That's the single whip. It's actually double whip because this position here is a classic Tai Chi arm position. Now, the next thing you want to find with this is the wrist stays folded, push forward. Notice how my wrists stay folded. I'm pushing out the back of the hands all the way. And then this retraction, drawing back. Push. Retract. One more. Push. Retract. Now, from this close in position, shoulder blades go towards each other. We open this space. Do just that one more time. Close. Keep those wrists folded. Open. Now, from this open position, push. Retract. Push. Retract. Push. Retract. So kind of like an accordion, right? And then bring them in close, push forward, open them, retract. And notice when I retract, I'm here. They haven't come towards each other. So it's this path that you want to find in this way, right? And the elbows are pretty highly bent. The wrists are then folded. Yeah, so that position right there, Michelle, good. And then bring them in here. Push. And then open, draw in. Close and push. Open, draw. Reverse. Out, around and back. Out. One more. And shake the wrists. Shake the forearm and hands. And relax. Scoot back a little bit on your chair so you're nice and stable there. Load. Push. Reload. Set it down. Load, other leg. Push away, fully extend. Reload. Down. It's just, again, pumping chi, pumping life force, pumping blood, electricity, the joints going in their compressed position, their extended position. That's really what the body just needs and wants, is all of its parts to have done what they're built to do. And float the right leg and just hover it, point foot, flex foot. Invert, evert, this little side to side movement of the foot. Circles. Reverse circles. And other foot, point flex. Invert, evert, just that little side movement. Circles. Reverse. And down. Scoot forward on your chair to the front edge. Swivel steps. So, ball of left foot lift. Turn on the heel. The knee and toes point out. Then the heel goes out. The knee falls in. Then toes go out, knee out. Heel goes out again, knee falls in. And final time, toe out, knee out. You should be about at your maximum hip opening quality. And then toe in, knee in. Heel comes in, knee out. So we're turning from the ball and socket joint in the hip. And the whole leg is behaving as one. Let's do one more. 1. Heel goes out, knee in. 2. Toe out, knee out. 3, that's external rotation. Knee in, heel out, that's internal rotation. Finally, external. So it's like we're wringing out the hip. Internal, external. Internal, external, and neutral. Other leg. Toe out, knee out. Heel out, knee in. Toe out, knee out. Heel out, knee in, and toe out, knee out. Walk it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're back. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and open. In, 2, 3, 4, neutral. And then double. Start with your heels out, knees in and sort of touching. So both legs are internally rotating, and feel this little squeeze that you get in the groin. So that's good for the lymphatic system. Toes out, knees out. Heels out, knees in. Toes out, knees out. Maximum. Walk it in. In. Heels come in, knees go out. And then toes come in, knees in, and we're back to this little squinched up position. One more. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. And we're back. Forward fold. So now scoot to the edge of the chair if you're not there. Fold. And spin on the hands and point those elbows like I'm doing here. It helps to really open up the back. And then sit upright. And lean slightly back. And sit upright. Fold forward, swivel on the hands and turn those arms. That's an internal rotation. And sitting upright. Swiveling back on the hands. And we're back to neutral. And one more. Sit upright. From here, step the feet wider apart. So we got a decent wide stance. As you fold forward, turn the hands in that similar direction, but you'll stop about here and fold hips between legs, torso between arms, head gently falling that way. And then sit upright. Arms turn to neutral and lean a little bit back. And then from the hips, sit upright, fold. Arms turn to this little dragon arm position and bow. And then up and lean back. One more. Now this turns right into the dragon stirs the sea. You lean back, so we're leaning back, tip over to your right butt cheek and bow down towards the right knee. Elbows flare out, so we're in that dragon arm position. Sweep the head and shoulders across, moving from the hips, and then come back along the left side and around. Do it again. Bow towards the right knee. Notice that your main moving part is the pelvis, where the hips meet the leg bones, but everything above is getting a nice gentle roll. So the spinal joints are just gently rolling around each other. Switching directions. The next time you get all the way up and back, then let's go the other way. Around you go. Just go at the range that suits your body. Notice this, like all the others, can be done with sort of an effortless quality, loose quality. And as you finish that next one, come to a pause. Now, bring the legs to a comfortable distance, but open. This is the single whip that we will be doing when we're standing. So this is new for some of you, if not all of you. Remember this little crane beak position? You can be soft and loose with it. You don't have to clench it if it stresses out the hand, but just a sort of soft gathering and a fold of the wrist. And have that arm out at this angle. Now, this other hand scoops and rises up as if you're going to go try and touch this hand. Then turn that right palm forward. And then like you're trying to push forward towards the front of the room and around, opening everything up. And then settling the shoulders down the back. So this is single whip. And notice this hand, a little bit bent back at the wrist, but not forced, right? I'm pushing, but not like I'm pushing heel of hand. It's more like fingertips. So there's a through quality in this hand. And there's an openness here, right? Then just let the fingertips drop and there's this scoop. Scooping. Following fingertips over. So notice now we're turning the upper body this way. This quad, this groin is open. This has to open to allow it. There's a little turn of the waist. Turn that right palm to face forward and then sweep. And notice that at the quad or groin, there's a little opening now on this side. The waist is turning this way. This crane or this single whip is sort of an anchor. It didn't come along for the ride. It stayed where it was in space. Scoop. Come across. Rotate the hand, turn palm over. And then like you're trying to press forward and around. Opening through the shoulder gates and lung area. Settling through the shoulders. One more on this side. Scooping. Turn that palm over, open that space, and settle. Now this right hand, make a crane beat, left hand, scoop, turning, going over in this general vicinity, turn that palm to face forward, press forward and sweep it across, and then settle the shoulders and everything down, and then let that left hand scoop, closing towards the hand. Your left quad or groin would have to open here, and then sweeping across, settling. Hands fall and scoop, come across. So remember this move right here, Tony, right here, the hand turns over, so the palm faces forward, and then it's like you're pushing forward and around. Yeah, as this arm stays right where it is. Last one. Scoop. Turn it over. And then settle. And then both arms down. Loose. Alrighty. That closes our seated work. Let's do standing up and sitting down. So we do first this little close. Settle to our middle, right? Navel height. And then let's do standing up and sitting down. So arms hang loosely. Bring the feet back a little bit. Folding at the hips, shoulders, arms, and head beyond the ankles. Then just push through the earth to rise. Soft and easy. Two more times, down and up. Butt goes back, sink the butt. So again, that point I was making, we're using the chair for our root. Here, we change that to only be using the legs. So once we've made that change, then it's safe to stand up. So we're not having to use a bunch of dangerous force. Same thing here. We stay using the legs as our connection to root until our butt's on the chair, and then we make a nice, comfortable transfer there. One more time, standing up. So this magic moment right here, the transfer, and then the rest of this is easy peasy. Now, 3 times where you don't sit in the chair, but you squat and rise. Squat and rise. Loose as can be. Just tail back, sliding through the spaces. Great job, everybody. Stay standing. Now, we'll just go right to our Tai Chi work here. So from standing, Tai Chi Gunslinger is basically the idea that you, in your knees, you don't want to be locked. And you also don't want, what usually happens when you lock your knees back is the butt, the tail sort of flares up and we get jammed right in our lower back. So a lot of people stand like that all the time and they're grabbing on and sort of pinching the butt and grabbing in the lower back. So Tai Chi, immediately you want to soften the knees, and it's almost like you're tucking the tail, but it's not tucked under. It's like there's a chain tied to the tail with a heavy ball on the bottom. So let that sink happen. So just that little small change is sometimes game changer for folks. So just that little sink in the legs and pelvis. And then same thing in the arms. We don't want to be grabbing our arms to our body or holding our arms in space. A lot of times I see people grab like this or do something, versus when you let them go, there's like a little sparrow egg size space in the armpit. There's a little loose space there. So create that yourself. If it's not there naturally yet, just feel this little bit of space creation. And I often call this the Tai Chi Gunslinger, right? From like old West movies where they're standing and their hands are ready to, right? So it's this loose, ready quality rather than locked, gripped, right? So find that here, and we're just going to go opening and sinking into that little gunslinger position, and then locking everything and going into the less ideal position. So we want to feel that change of soften knees, tail sinks, and make that little sparrow egg space in the armpit, and then lock everything again. Unlock. So this is opening all the gates, allowing for this fluid matrix. And then lock. The next time you open up and go to the gunslinger position, stay in it, and let's do our first Tai Chi move, rising hands. So as if you're painting the wall in front with the back of your hands. And then we don't just come down in the same position. There's a changeover. right? Shoulders sink, elbows sink, wrists sink, and then it's like you're painting with the fingertips. Hands come a little behind. And then sweeping up like you're painting the back of the hand. And then there's this change. Sink shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists, palms, fingertips. 3 more like that. The better you get at this, the looser you are, it might widen out. You see how wide my hands are, right? So I'm not here as much as I'm here because that space starts to open up and this buoyancy really begins to be expressed in our body. 1 more. So this is a representation of pung, the rising energy in the body. Now, crane wing, hands scoop a little under. Same pung quality, rise. And then sink shoulders, sink elbows, sink forearms, sink wrists, palms, fingers, and scoop. Again, pung, rising out to the side. And then sink, 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 loose, 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 liquid, liquid, liquid. 2 more. Pung, rising. Shoulders sink and arms follow. Pung. Loose joints. Embracing the moon. Pung. Now, right hand turn palm up. As it comes up over, left hand sweeps down under, and we have high and low. Then top hand sinks as bottom hand rises. They meet. Then they separate. We go back out to the wings. Up over, down under, but yet they arrive simultaneously here. Then left hand up over, right hand down under, high and low, meet in the middle, high and low, wings, high and low, meet, high and low, wings. Again. Polishing the corners, making it round and whole and complete. It's a very rich movement for the brain because it's asymmetrical. Brain likes it, helps it in its coordination of the body. Final time, out and down. Hands float up in front of the chest. Turn, push as if through fingertips. Wrap around, draw, all the way back. Turn, push as if through palms and fingertips. And draw. And Kathy, I noticed when I said fingertips, it started to look a little like that. That. Keep that throughness. And so the fingertip push isn't like, oh, I'm pushing. It's just this quality here of sensitive push. So don't add anything extra to that hand. Keep the Tai Chi hand. Now, left hand push, right hand stays close to the body. The palms adjust position, simultaneous and asymmetrical. And then right hand push, left hand comes back. They adjust. This starts to give us our turning. So this movement induces that turning of the middle fulcrum that we're looking for, the belly button and the lumbar spine, that general area. So by one push, one draw, we're helping to find that fulcrum, that turning pivot in the body. Now, bring both hands back. Hands settle down. Arms hang loose but alive, right? Body weight shift into the right leg. turn from that fulcrum a little bit to the right. The hands sweep across. Left foot is empty. Now change the weight to the left leg, turn, let the hands sweep across. The bear washing paws in the stream. Shift leg, turn from the middle, hands sweep. Shift, turn, sweep. Do this a few times. Pay attention to now, this hand is turned this way, brush knee. This hand, sweep leg. And naturally it spirals around, brush knee and sweep. So again, this hand is not backhand going across, it's palm. That's called brush knee. And that's palm, sweep leg. And then it turns over, so it's ready to go brush knee and sweep leg. Now, as the buoyancy increases, the movement changes to have this sort of 1, 2 quality. Loose, but not disconnected. Not like you've lost control. And then as that buoyancy continues, that will cause this floating hand to go around a circle and then in close to the body. And it brushes knee as this hand goes around and comes in close and brushes through. So now we're getting these spirals called the bear swirls the string. Swirls the string. Changing leg, turning from your middle and letting the body move freely, loosely. Then the buoyancy continues, brings the hand up. So now this is the bear snatches the fish across, falls into the water as this one rises, and we go across. And it falls into the water as this one rises and across. Loose. And all it is just changing leg and turning. And then changing leg and turning. Buoyancy increases. Now it's that high jumping fish. So the arm comes a little bit up over a circle. And then this one up over a circle and down. And up over. Up over. Last one. So now as you go into your right leg, let's all be, I'm in my left, you be in your right, and have your left hand reaching across. Now, left hand comes down as right arm wings up. Now this little transition here. Roll, fold, right? In this top hand, as this hand is down here. Now this arm is ready, like we did our pushing. It's ready for a push that way. Shift, turn, and push. Then, right hand coming down, left arm wing, roll. As it folds, the elbow kind of sinks so that it's ready, so it's not out like that. It's down here ready for push. Shift, turn, and push. This is called brush knee and push. So that top hand comes up over, gets in place and is ready, and then it's shift and turn and brush knee and push. All as one event. This happens, and then as a second event. Fluid. Notice, as you understand the choreography, that's just the beginning. You get the what goes where thing, and then it's about working on the qualities of ease, loose, steady, slow, not so slow that it's stagnant, but not so fast that you lose that hydraulic bit. So this happens simultaneously. One up, one down, the roll and the fold, and we're still emptying this leg, and then it's that's all together. This happens by itself. Then this happens together. This happens by itself. Good. And then this happens. One more. Now we're over here, you guys in your left leg, right foot empty, step it a little behind, toes turn slightly out. Change the weight. into the right leg and sit through the leg, just like you're sitting on a comfy chair. And notice, don't jut out in the hip and don't lock that right knee. So let it be sort of a sunken quality of springy support. Then as you sunk through the right leg, right hand comes down, bend left elbow, fingers point up, and this leg, your left leg, should be empty. Touch it out in front, empty. So this position here, loose, loose, and all the weight is through your right leg. Now, bring the left foot back to match the right foot, but it has no weight in it. So it goes from here to here. Then change the weight. So the weight goes through the left leg, left hand comes down, right hand floats up, right foot floats out and touches right out in front. Bring the right foot back to match the left foot, but no body weight, and then change. Weight goes through the right leg, left foot pops out, and it's empty. Step it back, nothing changes. Shift the weight, everything changes. Foot out in front. Again, step back, nothing changes. Change the weight, everything changes. Now, you have your left foot out in front. Can you lift and lower? Lift and lower, but do so without any leaning. Sit the hip back down. Sit the hip back down. 2 more. So it's like you sit more to bring that up. Again, sit and down. Now as you bring that foot down, set it up and let's switch sides. Left hand comes down, right foot floats out. Sit the hip and touch the floor. Everything loose. Yeah. 2 more. Feeling of throughness and looseness throughout. Now alternating, set the right foot down empty. As you change your weight through it, right hand comes down, left side lifts up, knee included. Set it down empty. Change, right side lifts. Down empty, change. Set it down empty. Change. Now we'll take that 1 step further, which is backwards walking while doing it. So make sure you have sort of a safe surroundings. Move forward in your space so that you have a couple, maybe 4 steps backwards. Now, remember the upper body work. It's this exchange of the hands. Put the weight through your left foot. You got the right knee up. Now when you step back, instead of stepping next to, you step back. The toe still turns out. Don't step behind yourself. Don't step way out there. Just step a comfortable step back, but it's still empty, right? So from here, step a little bit back. No body weight. Then as you shift the body weight back, right hand comes down, left knee rises. Nothing changes in the body as the foot comes down and steps back, toe slightly turned out. No body weight though, right? If you've already shifted, notice that. So this point right there, then, right? So that's one of the challenges that Tai Chi offers is you set up this foot, but it has no weight in it. Then everything together. Golden rooster. Step back without any weight. Change. Step back without any weight. Change. 1 more. And move forward in your space. Let's do one more round of that. Keep your mind on the teacup. Keep the teacup settled on the still quality. So there's a stillness you can retain even amidst pretty major changes in the body's positioning. Last one. And wash your paws. Wash your paws. Do that a few times as I adjust my camera. Okay. Now, shift to the right leg. My left, your right. Sweep that left hand across the leg, vapor up. This is called ward off. If I turn sideways, you can see there's space here, so it's not in close. And if you look here, you notice it's not angular, not creating like a very square shape. It's soft, so it's round. It's got a round quality. It's called ward off, right? So this cloud in the sky is also known as ward off. This is down in the water. Shift left, turn left, cloud comes across, bottom hand sweeps the lake. Then the cloud rains down as the lake vapors up. Now this one is in that ward off position. And we shift to the right leg, turn to the right. That's cloud and lake at the bottom. Rain and vapor changing places. Shift, cloud, lake. So it's the leg shift and the turn from the middle, and then the releasing through the arms and hands that allows all that to happen smoothly. Change leg, turn from your middle, and then releasing any grip. The hands naturally just flow with ease. Shift and turn, cloud, lake, vapor, rain. Shift and turn, cloud, lake, vapor, rain. Adding a challenge. As you're in your left leg, right leg should be empty. So as your hands vapor rain, bring your right foot in and step it back out without any weight in. Shift right, turn right. Now the right leg is full leg, so as you vapor and rain, left foot floats in easily, floats back out easily. Shift. As the vapor and rain happen, right foot in, out, shift. Left foot in, out, shift. In, out, shift. Now listen close. Bring the right foot in, keep it in. Put the weight through the right leg, turn. Left foot should be empty here as you vapor and rain, step out. Now we're traveling to our left. Shift and turn. Right foot comes in and stays in, lands on the ground, and then change the weight. Left foot now empty, steps out. Shift, turn. Each time the hands change, high to low. One more in the direction we're heading. Shift, so every time your hands come across, they change high to low. One goes up, one comes down, and then across. Now reversing, so as we go high and low, come in, come out, and we go across. And then bring the left foot in, Left hand rises, right hand falls. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. As they vapor and rain, step out. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. Vapor and rain, step in. Cloud and lake. Vapor, rain, step out. Cloud and lake. Vapor and rain, step in, step out. Let's go back and forth one more time, or there and back again. Every time one goes up, one comes down. And reverse. In, out, back across. In, back across. Eventually these movements, just effortless. Body allows easy sort of falling through movement. And then our final challenge for today, that single whip. So find a stance with the feet just a little turned out. Eventually this can be done at different widths, right? But the point is the feet could be turned very little out or more. Left arm crane beak, loose, light, but that little fold and fingers just generally heading towards each other, right? Then this right hand scoop, turn. Notice as you're over here, this quad or groin opens and the weight is naturally in this leg. Turn that palm to face forward, sweep across. Shoulders settle, everything's soft, and then let that hand scoop, comes across. Upper body is closing to your left, this right quad open, and then keep that crane beak where it is as you open and feel that open quality. Scoop. And again, so over time, the feet will want to be a little wider, but don't force it. Scoop. Turn the palm over. Press forward and around. One more. Single whip. And crane beak with the right hand. Scoop. Turn the palm over. Sweep out and across. And settle. Let it fall. Scoop. Turn the palm over. Press forward and out and around. And settle. Scoop. Turn it over. Open. And settle. Now, final thing we'll do is alternate each time. Crane beak. Scoop. Turn palm over. Single whip. Then right hand crane beak. Left hand scoop. Turn it over. Single whip. Left hand crane beak. Scoop. Turn the palm over. Single whip. Left hand scoop, palm turns over, and finally, single whip, arms melt down, release, release, and sync chi wash organs, the final closing gesture. rising back up. We rock back, forward, back, middle, and through. Tail back, and then sink the tail. Open all those back channels, soft shoulders and neck. Last one. Shogun or closing gesture, wings, roll, fold, and settle, 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 settle. Belly button, 1, 2. And then Taoist bow, grab thumb, fold over. So you create this little yin yang looking symbol. And thank you all. So find your comfortable seat, chill out. Any thoughts or questions we can discuss? I know some of you have places you got to be, so no problem.